Chris Paul is a veteran that can, as we've seen, he took the Thunder to the Western Conference, the semifinals, I believe, last year. Brother can still ball, veteranship, high IQ, but now he's going to Phoenix to join Devin Booker, which
Yeah.
the Suns went undefeated in the bubble, and that was really good, but they didn't get nowhere. And he's joining the former first round pick, DeAndre Ayton. Now, DeAndre's been doing good, has been making a lot of noise. Devin Booker obviously is good. He needed a number two. A lot of people were speculating that he was going to go to the Timberwolves and join Carl Anthony Towns and his OnlyFans having girlfriend Jordan Woods in Minnesota. But now CP3 is going to Phoenix. What do you think is the effect of this trade? Because honestly, I'm not sure if that is the right space for CP3 to flourish. He has a big man that he's going to cultivate and he's going to sharpen his skills. And obviously, Devin is going to learn from him. But is there any way that CP3 and his game can flourish? Because he was kind of the cornerstone in OKC, but now in Phoenix, they don't necessarily need him. They need his veteran leadership and they need his IQ. But do they need his play? I think the Phoenix Suns got to add another.
Yeah, the Phoenix Suns.
What?
Horrible.
They're not horrible. No,
They're the worst team invited to the NBA bubble.
I'm not sure if they were a worst team.
Yeah, they're the worst team.
I'm not. They have talent now. Now they lost a lot of people for it. They lost Kelly Oubre, the Tsunami Poppy, which is very funny because they released the new jerseys and they had Kelly Oubre be like the lead model. And then they pulled him to the side like, yeah, brother, you going off to OKC. Sorry about that. Let me get that jersey back though. That was kind of funny to have the brother be the model of your. He was in the cowboy suit and everything like that, looking like a black light skinned John Wayne, posing out in the streets, posing out in the saloons and the Cowboys, and you just trade him off to the OKC Thunder. That's horrible. But they had talent. They got talent. I mean, I think
Chris Paul will have an impact on the team. Like it's one of those things. Where it's like you need a star to really get the team going.
But Devin Booker is that star. Devin Booker is that guy. Remember, Drake mentioned him in Nonstop. If Drake puts you in a song, you know that you going places. Kendall Jenner all up in your DMs. So I remember someone tweeted, Kendall Jenner was recently seen with Devin Booker, and they were like challenging her relationship statuses, and she was like, they really act like I'm not grown enough to throw this coochie at whoever I want. And I stopped. I saw that, and I refreshed it just to see if this was real and if she really retweeted that, and she actually retweeted that. She sincerely retweeted that. I was like, okay, all right. You my favorite of that family because you don't make a lot of noise. You messed up with that Pepsi commercial. I don't know what the hell you was thinking with that, but you got a little respect for me for that. You got a little bit of ounce of respect for me. You throw this coochie at nobody. I like that, but they are talented. What I'm looking for is for him to flourish DeAndre Ayton into a star because DeAndre Ayton, he was a big prospect, 2018 first round draft pick. And I want this brother to make some noise. I don't want him to be another Joel Embiid. I want him to be not a Nikola Jokic. I want him to stay in the pocket. I really want him to develop that inside game so he becomes so dominant that he can be a likened to a Shaq. I'm not sure if he has that potential to do that, but Chris Paul is definitely going to bring that out of you because Chris Paul.
So you think they're going to have a Booker and Paul? That's going to be like the new duo?
Well, Devin Booker has always been a shooter. He's a good point guard. He can run the floor, but when you need D-Book to come out, he's going to be shooting. So that shooting guard position, that's really going to help him flourish. Now, Chris, he is an Hall of Fame point guard talent. He's never been anything less, no matter where you put him, whether it was the Hornets back in the day, pre-Katrina, whether it was LA with Lob City and Blake and what's the other brother's name? Why am I blanking on him?
Peter Lewis.
No, not stupid. Whether it was like with Lob City or you put him out there with James Harden. and Clint Capella. Or now he was just out there by himself with Danilo Gallinari and Steven Adams out in OKC, nutmegging everybody. The brother's going to make some noise. Is this a move that he gets a ring? I'm not sure. You may want to bring in a strong forward, power forward, just to add a little bit of because I looked at the lineup. It was him, D Booker, DeAndre Ayton, and two other brothers that they're pretty solid. But I think you need that one more piece that you can be like, okay, these guys are going somewhere. Maybe you add Al Horford. Maybe you add someone else. Maybe you Robert Covington got picked up, but you just need one more piece because those three, it's like a weird triangle that they all can do something individually good, but when it comes for them to do something together, like really mesh together, that's not necessarily as clear yet, you know. So I'm excited though. I'm really excited for DeAndre Ayton to see what Chris Paul's game can do to his game because
Do you think that Chris Paul is mad that he keeps getting traded to these teams? You know, Clippers, 2011, 2017, Rockets, 2019 Thunder, and now 2020 Suns. Do you think he should finally maybe? Do you think he's going to stay at the Suns now with Booker?
Chris Paul, no, I don't think he's mad because every time you get traded, it lets people know that you're an asset. Whether it's going to benefit the other team or benefit the team that's trading you, you're also it's constantly like, okay, I got something that people want. People can see me as useful. And Chris Paul has never let down the organizations that he's played for. I mean, no one expected the Thunder to do what they did. I mean, it was only Chris Paul and some other key role guys that no one necessarily cares about. I mean, you had Steven Adams there. You had Shai Gilgeous. You had Danilo Gallinari. But those were never guys that people said, oh, yeah, they're really going to do something. They're really going to knock this one out the park. So, you know, to me, Chris Paul is one of those players that when I get traded, okay, what do I got to do? How am I going to get better? There was video of him already shooting out the gym with Devin Booker. And I don't think retirement is something that's on Chris Paul's mind. He just goes out there and balls. He's a competitor. He's up there. He's a little bit up there in age, but that really hasn't shown in his game. You know, he's a veteran. He'll get up in your behind. He'll push you. His IQ is great, and he still can ball out. He's still all-star potential. So you know, as long as he has his boy LeBron to look up to, because LeBron putting $1 million into his body, man is 35, got a body of a 19-year-old. As long as he has those tips from his friends that are still operating at the highest level of the game, Chris Paul gonna be all right because of that competitive mindset that he has. It's not gonna let him slide. So the Phoenix Suns are gonna be better. They just need those pieces that they lost because they gave a lot for them.
If you're a Phoenix Suns fan, you're ecstatic right now. What's going to go on? They're definitely going to the playoffs now.
I'm not sure if you're ecstatic. You're happy because you have someone to groom Devin Booker, and also you have someone to accentuate DeAndre Ayton's game.
You have a star now.
Huh?
2 stars. You have 2 stars now, and you got a guy it's one of those things where teams bring on like a superstar when they already have like kind of a superstar on the team and they clash. This isn't one of those things. They got a superstar. They got 2 superstars now that they're gonna intertwine with each other. They're not gonna be opposite. They're gonna help each other out.
That's true. They're gonna help each other out.
This thing.
But you don't. I never really trusted the all-star point guard and the all-star shooting guard. Like that's happened in Portland now. It didn't start off like that. You had Damian Lillard, who was the focal point, and then CJ McCollum. He developed into that role, into that game. Those guys have a great rapport. So if you're gonna have that, it's good for those two to mesh because you don't want a certain level of selfishness to be toppled onto one, and it can ruin the relationship, and it can ruin their game. So it's good that D Book and Chris Paul are out in the gym now and doing what they need to do. Honestly, I don't think it's that again because Chris Paul, he knows he's a veteran and he knows his job is to go out there and to kind of treat and to watch and to grow and to nurture, which is good. But I never really believed in the point guard, shooting guard, all-star teams. But DeAndre Ayton is there. And if I'm a Phoenix Suns fan, I'm happy because this reminds me of the early 2000 days where you had an all-star guard in Steve Nash, and you had a power forward who was killing the game in Amari Stoudemire. And you went to the Western Conference Finals, and you butted heads with the great Kobe Bryant a lot to the point that you became a rival. So just that setup for Phoenix Suns fans, that's good enough. That's good enough for me. Like I'm excited to be remembered of the great days. You know,
Today's also the draft at 8:00 in Connecticut.
Yeah, the draft is coming up. Who do you think is going first?
I don't know. I barely know basketball. I don't know. It says
I
Anthony
think-
Edwards is going to be pick number 1.
I think Anthony Edwards, James Wiseman. I don't want Cole Anthony to fall too far because I believe Cole Anthony, that brother can ball, and I think he's gonna really surprise people. I don't think he's gonna be a bust. But
I want LaMelo Ball to get drafted number 1 because I watched that guy
get drafted number 1. People, listen, LaMelo Ball got experience. The brother JBL, he played in his own league and he played overseas, so he's gonna have more experience than most of these guys. But if LaMelo Ball does well, it's gonna show that this route. I mean, that's already been exposed, but the route to get into the NBA, which is high school, then a little bit of college, and then you go to the NBA, that's going to be officially toppled by him because it's going to be like, listen, you can make your own way if you, one, capitalize off your likeness. You know, you have his father with a big baller brand and this, that. They have his own TV show, but if you capitalize off your likeness and your skill, you can really do anything. And LaMelo Ball
is right here for you, Jared.
What?
We're going to go to football really quick. New York Giants fire offensive line coach after a verbal confrontation with head coach that included name calling. Nice.
What type of name calling?
I don't know. Let me look it up right now quick.
Because the only type of name calling that can get you fired right after you have an altercation is the racial card.
Yeah. Mark Colombo is the one that got fired. Let's see what the verbal conversation is. East Rutherford, New Jersey. Let's go. Let's see. I don't know. Peter talks, so there's no dead air.
Dead air.
I'm trying to figure out if Colombo is a name that will hurl a racial slur. Colombo.
He's the one that said it.
Against the head coach?
Columbus. And you know how much people don't like Columbus because they say he messed up all the indigenous peoples. So he may have said some indigenous people slurs.
That's how it works.
Oh man, they won't put what he said.
No, but this was against the head coach.
Yeah.
Who's head coach? Not Ben McAdoo, right?
No. Doesn't say.
Not Ben Mac. No, not McAdoo.
If it was something racial, ESPN would have put racist remarks from offensive line. We all know.
Yeah, probably.
It was probably just like you a-hole.
They didn't want that headline.
Yeah, you want the headline to be racial.
No, the Giants coach.
Very similar.
Oh yeah, Joe Judge. Yeah.
Oh, Joe Judge.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe Judge is white. Okay, yeah.
I mean, he could have just been. It could have just been really nasty stuff. Anyway.
What
they
fired him. A football head coach that gets you fired, though.
Yeah, really.
I mean, there's stuff.
That's bad for morale, brother. If you get in a fight, offensive line coach says something to you, and you fire the offensive line coach, you the head coach. I'm respecting you as a player. I'm out here. I'm getting spit on. I'm getting my chain snatched. I'm getting smacked up in the head every day. Someone gonna call you a little sissy. You gonna fire him? Come on now, brother.
I mean, might have been like the straw that broke the camel's back here. You know, might have been.
Maybe he said like,
think about it. Oh, he said my wife is fat. Oh yeah, players looking at him like, oh yeah. When I wake up at night, I have night tremors and I'm sweating in my sleep because I have CTE. But your wife is fat. Oh yeah, brother.
I mean, sure, but when it comes to like getting fired over like name calling and arguments like that, I don't know.
It had to be something bad, but just because, like you were saying before, what are you going to say to a football coach?
Exactly.
What if he's really sensitive? What if he's like sensitive about like one little mole he has on his upper lip? And he goes, "We all know about that stupid mole you got on your upper lip," and he's like, "That's it, out of here."
Sports is a place where no matter what, you are automatically insulated from people talking smack. I mean, like you see it in the NBA. Kevin Garnett, one of the best trash talkers of all time. He went up to Carmelo Anthony during the game, MSG. He went up to Carmelo Anthony, guarded him, and he said, "Lala Anthony, his wife tasted like Honey Nut Cheerio."
Oh, I remember that.
He said that in his ear, and Carmelo was at the Boston Celtics bus ready to throw down. ready to eat. He was gonna leave it all there.